The statement run is a function to automatically generate account reminder statements for courses of care that have outstanding amounts owing. Each statement can then be posted to the client in order to retrieve the outstanding amount owing for the course of care. DHSV has developed its own version of the Titanium statement run that is very similar to the original function. This has been done as the original Titanium statement run was far too slow, taking many hours to run. A number of agencies found with the growth of their database that it was timing out, which meant the original statement run function had effectively stopped working. The DHSV developed statement run function is much quicker, although it does still take around 20 minutes, as it has to process a large volume of data to produce each of the statements. For this reason, it is recommended the statement run be performed outside normal business hours, say at the end of the day, to avoid any impacts on the live Titanium performance. Before using the statement run, there is a setup process that needs to be performed. Your agency details need to be entered under the Organisation Details screen that is located under the Configure menu as shown here. The details in this screen will appear in the header and footer of statements, where the address and phone number details need to be entered if they've not already been done so. The screen also provides a field for entry of your organisation's Australian Business Number, or ABN, if you wish that to appear on your statements. The Browse button allows you to import your organisation's logo so that it will appear in the top left-hand corner of the account reminder statements. Note the logo file size must be no more than 67 kilobytes for it to be imported. The screen shown here provides an example of how it is to be completed, but more information can be found in Section 7 of the Titanium User Manual, where the Account Reminder Statements function is described. Here is a sample of how the statement looks that is produced from the Account Reminder Statements function produced by DHSV. The other part of the setup is to enter your statement aging messages. These are the messages that appear at the footer of statements where there are different messages depending on how long the outstanding amount has been owing for. The entry of the statement aging messages is under the old statement run function in Titanium, which is under the Accounts menu, as shown here. Note, this screen is only accessed for the statement aging messages and not to generate the account reminder statements, which is now done under the new function accessible through the Reports menu. To enter your statement aging messages, simply click on the Edit Aging Messages button. Different messages can be entered for each of the aging periods by typing directly in the text boxes, an example of which is shown here. As you can see, messages with greater urgency would be put where the amounts owing are older, as in the 60 and 90 days sections. Most likely, these aging messages will have already been set up for your agency. This demonstration here shows where to go if you wish to change those messages. The new Statement Run function is accessible under the Financial Reports group of the Titanium Reports menu as shown here, where the Statement Run option is selected. Displayed here are the available filters for performing the statement run. Your agency's password code needs to be entered in the Agency Code field, as described in the Reports Overview video. The As At Date field provides the ability to generate reminder statements for amounts owing at a particular date. Normally, statements are produced for balances as at today's date, which must be entered in this field. This field cannot be left blank to perform the statement run. The Days for Aging field should be left on the default of 30 days, otherwise the aging messages set up earlier will not match the length of time amounts for the course of care have been owing. The Course of Care Status filter allows you to filter to either open or close courses of care. Commonly, reminder statements will be produced only for closed courses of care to avoid sending statements for clients who are still under treatment. The Statement Run function includes an option to print a summary list of the statements by selecting Yes in the drop-down list. A number of exclusion filters are provided with the statement run function. The first of these excludes clients with statements printed within a certain number of days. The number of days since the last statement run was performed is entered here, so as to exclude reminder statements that have been recently sent out. If the last statement run was more than 30 days, then just enter 30 in this field. The appointment exclusion allows you to filter out clients that have a future appointment, so that those still under treatment are not sent a statement. It is recommended to enter a large number of days, such as 100, to filter out clients across all future appointments. The invoice exclusion can be left blank, as invoices are not used in our version of Titanium. The courses of care with all amounts younger than field would normally have 30 days entered, meaning a client that may not have had a previous statement printed but does have an amount owing which has not yet reached 30 days will not get an account reminder statement for this statement run. The courses of care with amounts older than field would have a figure such as 180 days entered, which is about 6 months. Doing this would avoid printing statements where the amount owing is older than 6 months, where retrieval of outstanding amounts is highly unlikely and administratively costly for little benefit. The last exclusion fields allows you to filter out statements where only small amounts, say less than $5, is owing. If not wanting to filter out small amounts owing, $0 should be entered in this field so that balances less than 0, that is, statements for courses of care in credit, are not produced. Over to the left and in the top right hand side of the screen are a number of client demographic filters, which would rarely be used but are available if you wish to do a statement run filtering to clients for, say, a certain age group using the date of birth filter as an example. The double-sided option is a handy feature if using a double-sided printer. The statement run printout will produce a blank page between each single page statement if the true option is selected. Those statements that extend over more than one page will be printed as consecutive pages, so that when printed on a double-sided printer will appear on both sides of a single page. Using this feature avoids a lot of manual collating and stapling of statement pages together, where you have a number that extend across more than one page. Once you have entered all your filter parameters, clicking on the View Report will start the statement run process. As mentioned earlier, this will take around 20 minutes and will always take the same amount of time whether it produces one statement or several hundred statements. You do need to be present when the process is finished, so it is something you cannot set off at the end of the day and simply pick up the next morning. When the process has finished, the statements will be previewed in the Statement Run Report window. To print the statements, they should first be exported to PDF using the floppy disk drop-down button. As described in the report's overview training video, a window will appear prompting for where the report file is to be saved. Take note the network drives displayed will be those of the Titanium Data Center rather than your agency's own network environment. You can save the Statement Run PDF under your agency's folder in the iDrive, or alternatively, if you want to save it to your agency's own network environment, select the V drive, which represents the C drive of the local computer you are working on. Once you've exported the Statement Run file to your local computer's C drive, from there you can open the PDF and print the statements locally. Note, the exporting of statements to PDF must be done soon after they are previewed in the report window. Otherwise, a timeout error will be produced and the whole process will need to be repeated. If that occurs, you can simply do the statement run again, applying the same filter parameters as the first run. However, the Exclude Patients with Statement Printed Within field should be left blank, so the statements generated in the first run that failed are produced again. So for debtors management at your agency, the statement run function within Titanium is a valuable tool and is highly recommended to be run on a monthly basis as a minimum.